that you are giving us your time, which is the best gift one can give to each other. You are giving us your time to share the memories, the beautiful and precious memories of our father, Dr. M.G.Kawley, with you. Most of you did not have a chance to even know him. He was a very warm and loving person, witty and charming, dedicated and inspiring. Besides being very handsome, the most important, most attractive of his virtues were his sense of humor. Dementia and death did not take it away, I tell you as his daughter. What happened was when we bought this house, I called him and I said, Father, we finally moved in this house. And he said, so what is your new mailing address? And you know our mailing address is 3462 East Mallory Circle. And he said, so he pretended that the line was not good and he said, oh, Mallari Circle. And so his original name was Mallari. Okay, Mallari is the name of deity that comes from a town called Zunnar, which is close to Jezuri in Pune district. And that's where the Kawleys, his family originates from. Mallari is a very old-fashioned name. So as he grew up and went to high school and college, I don't know if he told his friends to call him Mallar or they just started calling him Mallar, but it was much more romantic name. Mallar is the name of a raga in Hindu classical music. And it means, the legend says that if you sing Mallar, it will bring rains. Okay, it's a beautiful raga. As the years went by, a couple of years ago, I was talking to him over the phone, and I realized that there were holes in his memories, literally. Couldn't say much over the phone. Then I went to see him, and sometimes daughter and doctor, they are together, and I could not resist my temptation, Robert, to do a mini mental status exam on him. So I told him, I'm going to ask you a few questions, okay? And mini mental status exam, it has 30 questions. They start with very simple questions like where are you, what is your name, and things like that. So I started asking that. 2 hours before that, his friend had come and they had discussed politics, Indian politics, who is the Prime Minister. Narendra Modi was Prime Minister. 2 hours later, I'm talking to him and I asked him, so who is the Prime Minister? He could not remember it, but sense of humor, it helped him so much. So he said, of course, your mother. Who else could it be? Every 30 questions, I did not reach 30 questions, believe me. Every question he dodged, as if someone is dodging bullets, okay? And I was laughing my head off, and oh my God, but I was sadder on one side. I asked him, which is not part of the question that I asked him, so what is your mother's name? And he says, I'm going to scold you now, and it even sounds better in Marathi. It sounds even more loving. He said, "Kana khali awaz kadinata." So he made me shut up, but it made me very sad. I knew the implications of it, and when I left him that time, when I left India, I knew I was leaving a child behind. And I brought him here in October, and we started a new journey. My mom was a big support to us. And I must thank a few people sitting here from the bottom of my heart to make that journey easier, our suffering easier. First is Dr. Robert Lawfer, my colleague. I just showed up in his office one day. I need help, Robert. And very warm, compassionate person. Great doctor, and though I knew the theory, he showed me the practical side of life again. And so I hospitalized my father once as per his advice, and I don't know if Dr. Boba has come here, my colleague, Dr. Dheeraj Boba, he took care of my father very well. And I'm blessed to have such colleagues that I can call on anytime. Then I don't know if Dr. Alvi has come here. I had to take my father to his office, and his assistant, a very young, pretty lady, oh my God, she does an amazing job. I hope none of you ever need a urologist in your life, but if you do, take the name of Dr. Alvi from me. Maria is sitting there, and Maria, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. My mother wanted to see you. I will introduce you later. But thank you again for your wonderful service. You made our life much easier. And not the last, I shouldn't say the last one, but the person who has been taking care. Where is Karina? Anyways, no, just I want to thank you in front of all other people. She has been with us for a long time. My parents always knew her. They have a great relationship with her. My father used to call her as his fourth daughter, actually. She took care of my parents as if they were her own parents, okay? Then what happened one day, I want to say thank you to you for taking care of my father. Thank you. So, what happened was my father continued to go downhill, and one day I sat down, and at that point his dementia, he had vascular dementia, it was advanced so much that he wouldn't recognize his own reflection in the mirror, okay? And he had expressive aphasia, he couldn't speak well. But I knew he was there, and how do I gauge that he's there, his presence, how do I gauge it? Again, the measuring stick was the sense of humor. So I said, Father, I want to talk to you about something. So let me tell you a joke. And when I said the word joke, his eyes lit up. And he looked at me with expectation. And I said, once Bob Hope was asked, once you die, would you like to be cremated or buried? And Bob Hope had said, surprise me. And so my father actually smiled, okay? I mean, until then he just had a blank stare. And he smiled, I knew he was there. He smiled like a baby, he smiled like a child, he smiled like a school-going boy, he smiled like an innocent man. I saw all these phases all together there, but he never looked like an old man who is approaching death. He was so bright and brilliant, effulgent is the English word, tejasvi, aparmanda. Until he died, he was like that. He died on December 19th, 2018. In this house, on a very sacred day, according to Hindu calendar. There were 3 things happening that day, by the way. I don't even know. Gita Jayanti, and there are 2 other, Maha Ekadashi, and there is one more thing I forgot. But it was a very sacred day for us. And he died on the street that bears his name in our mind. Before I brought him here, the town that he practiced medicine for 45 years, those people, they invited him. They knew he was living for good. That was the last trip he is going to have to that town, because he had moved out of that town for health reasons. We went there, they felicitated him. So much love, so much affection for both of my parents. Oh my God, you won't believe it. Hundreds of people came to see him, hug him, talk about him, talk to him. And of course there were so many gifts that I totally forgot to tell my sisters. I took them all. So. But that is, the name of the town is Hinganghat. Most of the people won't even know it. It is on the map of India, people. But it is in the western state of India. It's on Maharashtra, state of Maharashtra, where Mumbai is the capital, and our town is almost at the center of India. And I cannot imagine this. I always try to imagine it, but at a tender age of 24, my father, who was fresh out of medical school, he started his practice in a brand new place. Like he didn't know anybody in that town, and he just went there and opened up a clinic. And my mother was with him. He practiced there for 45 years. That was the pre-electronic era. There were no cell phone, no emojis, no Facebook, no Twitter, nothing. There were real people, real emotions, and real needs. My father used to joke that because there was an epidemic of cholera, it helped me settle down quickly in that town. I said, Father never said that. That was not the case. What happened was, though this town was supposedly small, there was only one doctor in that town, and then there was a government hospital there. Whether there were a cholera epidemic or not, people were in dire need of a doctor. And a young, handsome, enthusiastic doctor, they saw my father and they worshipped him. They threw red carpet for him everywhere he went. And my father worked hard to earn that respect and love. he did not only work for himself and his family. I'm very, very proud to say that my father was the honorary physician for Matru Seva Sangha. Most of the people would know. That organization was founded by a very great lady called Kamalabai Hospet in 1921. So it will be almost 100 years now in 2 years. So he worked without taking a single penny from them, and he delivered thousands of women, thousands, without taking a single penny, though he had his own clinic. And he never opened a maternity home. That is a very popular way of practicing medicine in India. Everybody has a maternity home. He never opened his own clinic, though he's a family physician, just because it could have competed against Matru Seva Sangha's clinic. He ran a free anemia camp there. That means women who usually don't like to go to the doctors, they would come and they will check their hemoglobin and so on and so forth, and he would give free iron tablets to them. So he just closed it like 2 years ago when he could not travel anymore. So my father's clinic, my house is in front of my eyes in Hingangad. My father's clinic was part of our big house, and it had a separate entrance, and the entrance of the house was just next to it. So see, it was a small town. People don't have inhibitions, they don't make appointments or anything. That is too much to handle. So if my father is not in the clinic, they would straight away come to the house. Why not? So I still hear all those calls that people used to make on him. Say, Doctor, ghar yaad ka? Doctor Bhaiya, घरे तो तमे घरे छे डॉक्टर साहेब झोप लेका बापा आम्ही आलो ना एवढ्या दुरून जनाब डॉक्टर साहब तकलीफ देनी थी थोड़ी. All these in languages, different people coming in with love and affection and expectations from him, and he always fulfilled it. Today we are going to celebrate that door that was kept open by my father and mother with humanity, with kindness, with love for all these people. I hope we, all three of our sisters, have inherited that door. Through that door, we saw the humanity not being homogeneous, but there are all kinds of wonderful people. My father, though he was born and brought up in a very orthodox Brahmin family, he had no inhibitions on his mind about having friendship with Buddhist, Muslim, a Christian. He had all kinds of people who would come on his birthday, on Holi, I don't know if you know Holi, all these days. So today I thought his memorial service will not be complete unless and until I invite all these people from different religions to pray for his soul, to pray for him. And I'm so glad I could do this because I have wonderful friends. Of course, I have his blessings, but I had wonderful friend, Dr. Anand De Silva, who is sitting in front of me. He introduced me to Bhante Ananda and Bhante Bodhi. They have come to show us how they would chant for a soul. They will pray for my father's soul today. So we'll start with them, and then the program will be carried on like that. Thank you for listening.